Hi, I'm Sarah Black, MD. I am board certified in physical medicine and rehabilitation and in sports medicine, and I'm going to talk today briefly about what is acupuncture. Acupuncture is a subspecialty of medicine that involves inserting very small, thin, fine needles into various parts of the body to treat a whole wide variety of conditions, from insomnia to depression, but most commonly in my practice I use it for treating musculoskeletal and sports injuries. The main question people always ask is, does it hurt? I've been the recipient of acupuncture. When I did my training, we had to practice on each other, so I've received probably hundreds of different acupuncture treatments. And having administered hundreds to various patients, I can say that in the vast majority of patients, 95%, there's only very mild discomfort, and people actually learn to tolerate it extremely well. I have had one or two patients in my career who found it to be very painful and uncomfortable, and then I tell them that that's just not the treatment for them. But for most people, they really do not experience significant discomfort from the needles. People always also ask me, do you have to believe in acupuncture for it to work? And what I always tell them is that acupuncture is actually used in animals in veterinary medicine. And so since animals don't typically have the belief system associated as to whether something is going to work or not, and clinical studies have shown that it works for them, I think you do not necessarily have to be a believer to get some benefit from acupuncture. There's two different thought processes of how it works. In our traditional Western medicine view, acupuncture works because the very act of inserting a needle near a damaged tissue or muscle actually pulls blood into that area, and the blood that is pulled in actually usually has healing factors associated with it, and that's one way of healing an injury. In the traditional Chinese medicine view of acupuncture, we have energy channels that actually start in our feet and then travel up through the front of our body, through the top of our head, and down the back of our body. These energy channels are called meridians, and in an acupuncture point of view, you have a blockage in one of these energy channels, and by using this thin, fine needling, you're able to undo that blockage. It doesn't really matter which viewpoint you believe in. The point is that acupuncture works well for treating a number of different musculoskeletal injuries, and if you're interested in learning more about it, feel free to call or stop by our practice. Thanks.